Think about it. Epstein said he worked really closely with the Rothschilds, and Epstein was the middleman, and the Rothschilds are in charge of international breaking, and they're a part of this coalition of 13 families that control the world. And they're part of the Freeman family, the Bundy family. The Freeman family, I think, are the ones in charge of the Freemasons. The Bundy family, Ted Bundy, it was a part of that family. What was Ted Bundy known for? One of the families that I want y'all to research is the Merovingian family. It's spelled Merovingian. The Merovingian dynasty is from 47 C to 751 CE, and it was a Frankish royal line in Gaul and Germania found in the semi-legendary Merovic. Now, it just goes on to talk about it's the foundation of France. And that kind of makes me believe every single time there's something going on with the world topic or a world shift, like when Candace Owens exposed yesterday that she believes that Izzy and France were involved with CK's death, it's way much bigger than just CK. They really wanted the audience, the target audience that CK had for their operations of the industry they was building, of kidnapping people, trafficking them, and re-impregnating them to have babies that they feed off of. The whole purpose was to get people that they could impregnate for them to have babies that they could eat. Haiti started to become an empire solely based off divinity. It was carried from African traditionalists, and we were able to access the spirit realm. That's what it's called, voodooism. Hoodoo is the African American version. Voodoo is like a watered down version of what we were originally taught, but we were able to turn it into something crazy during our battle during the revolution. Guess who had to break down Haiti? France. Guess who France needed the help of? The United States of America. The reason why I say all of this is to say this: the only way that demons can get their energy is if they feast on souls. The purer the soul, the more power that they receive. A whole idea is to collect as much souls as they can before judgment. Babies are the purest souls. They are coming straight from the spirit realm because the mother has attached the spirit to the soul, to the person, to the physical realm. They attach the soul to the physical entity. So when the baby comes out, the reason why babies can communicate with not just each other, with animals, is because they go off a frequency. They are not taught a language. They are taught with the language that they are born with, that we are supposed to vibrate on. Those are the pure souls. Stay with me. The Merovingian dynasty was called the seed of Satan. The seed of Satan. It's a conspiracy theory largely rooted in the occult lore, meaning the cults that they had, the alternative historical narratives, where basically they took a bloodline that was from the Holy Grail, God, the higher power, and they mixed it with the seed of Satan. Remember, I told y'all the 13 families are trying to mimic the soul of an actual divinity. 13 lunar cycles is a representation that God exists. It's an entity. 13 is a powerful number. Anything past 12 is beyond the matrix. They're the only bloodlines with half of Christ and half of Antichrist. Just like when we go back to the book of Enoch, we saw that fallen angels were mating with regular humans, and they were creating the Nephilims, which were the giants that used to walk on this earth. If their whole power was they wanted to be gods, these fallen angels wanted to be gods, and these fallen angels that were casted away and after destroying the earth became demons, and they want as much power as God himself. What would be the next best option? For them to hybrid a species. We already know that they were hybriding species because we are a hybrid of species. We are human 2.0s. Do your research. We outlasted all the other species, which is why we were here today. So when we're so focused on the middleman, we really need to be focused on the 13. We need to start focus on the numbers past the matrix. That's how we break. If we acknowledge the matrix, we can break it. They don't want to be identified. Why do you think they keep trying to have the middleman faulted on?
So as a believer, I feel like we should be focusing on God. We need to focus on repenting. We need to focus on forgiveness. We need to focus on discipleship and saving other people as far as their souls and things like that. That's what we need to be focused on, because that is the last thing that Yeshua explained that we need to be doing at this point once we become believers. But on another note, when it comes to this video, something in me years ago told me not to do the DNA testing, because have y'all noticed in the Epstein files, the 23andMe has been coming up. Apparently he was ordering so many different DNA kits and sending them to people. People were requesting them, and he was ordering them by the thousands. He sent like maybe 3,000 kits, I want to say, to somebody in Dubai, and then he was sending them to actors and actresses, and just getting all of the, he was just obsessed with DNA testing. And I personally think that, my reasoning for not wanting to do it, because when there was Ancestry.com and then 23andMe came out, in the back of my head, I kept thinking, I feel like they're just trying to get DNA for some reason. Like they're trying to get our DNA for some reason, and the reason is not good. And, people were just sending it in. And I'm thinking, is there another way to do this? But there really isn't. They need some, even if they did a blood sample, if they did a hair sample, if they did a spit sample, whatever, they're getting something of your DNA, and they're linking it. And so something in me was just like, don't do it. And I just didn't do it. And I'm grateful that I didn't. But he was very obsessed with, there's a lot of emails about him ordering and shipping out DNA testing. And I feel like they're trying to locate specific bloodlines. There are a lot of people that believe that he's looking for the Christ bloodline. I personally think that it's Christ bloodline, Nephilim bloodline. He's looking for all of it. And I really don't know. Like, I haven't done a whole lot more research on it. I'm just, listening to a lot of the videos of other people that are going through the emails, and 23andMe has been coming up a lot. And so it's crazy how obsessed he is with DNA, but it goes deeper than just him. It's a spiritual thing. It's almost like they are trying to locate certain bloodlines for certain rituals or sacrificing. I have no idea, y'all, but I mean, it is insane the amount of information that has been shown in these emails. And so if you're actually, I found out if you're actually wanting to go through the emails yourself, if you go to JWorld, I think it's jworld.com or jworld something, just type in JWorld, the letter J, world. I think it's jworld.com. If you go in there and type, it pulls up, it's a website, but the website pulls up as if you are Jeffrey logged into your email. So it's showing all of his emails. It's as if you're in his account, you're logged into his account, but it's a website, and you're able to go through it's about 8,000 different emails, and you're able to go through each one of them, and it's crazy. But anyway, yeah, I think that it's multiple things. And then when he talks about the leaders, the 13 bloodlines that are the leaders of the world, I mean, yeah, that is everything comes down to it. All of the organizations, all of the businesses, it's all linked, and it goes back to them. They don't care about the money. It's not about the money for them. It's on a deeper thing. Like I said, it's spiritual. They truly believe that they can win a war against God that he has already won, y'all. Like, that's how deep it is. When you read into the Tower of Babel, how they were trying to reach to the heavens because they were kicked out, and God stopped it. What do you think all the supposed rocket ships that are going up there and coming back down, that's all it is. And us going to work every day, 40 hours a week, paying taxes, that's what taxes are going to. It's going to keep us distracted First of all, the working and the paying taxes and paying bills and keeping us at a low level energy state, state of mind, a low level frequency, being too exhausted to want to do anything, to want to revolt, to want to help our, community out, to help the neighbors out, stuff like that. All of it is a distraction to keep us in that state so that they can easily control us. As they're doing that, they're doing their devilment behind closed doors by taking babies and, doing all of that stuff, sacrificing, and then for their own pleasures and whatever. And then on top of that, trying to figure out how they can win a war against God that he's already won. Like, it's just multiple things all going on at the same time. They're trying to hold on to, doing transfer of, what do you call it? You're like soul transferring, holding on to the essence of the person when they pass on. I mean, it's crazy. It's a whole lot of stuff, and it's all happening at the same time. And the world that we see right now is just an illusion, y'all. It's an illusion. And I know y'all probably heard it over and over and over again, but it really is. It's just an illusion. Everything that we see up front is not as it is behind the scenes. Everything goes back to those 13 bloodlines, those, the Rothschild and the Bundy and all of that. And I actually feel like there are some other, I think that they might have got some, because there's some that is people think is one of the top bloodlines, but it goes even higher than that. So I don't know. I'll have to do some research on that. Now, this is not, I know a lot of people are like, oh, doom and gloom videos and all of that, right? This is not to say, stop living your life, because trust me, I went through a state of sadness, sorrow, anger, you know what I mean? I went through all of that. And I guess it was my awakening stage when I realized what was happening. When you catch on, you see videos and you hear the voices of children, and and just to know that there's not anything that I personally can do. I mean, I don't know what to do. And I know that a lot of people feel that same way. People are now feeling, they're making videos where they're expressing their anger about what's going on. There's just way more people that are complacent with what's going on. And I personally feel like it is because when you benefit from a system that is hurting other people, what is the point of walking away from it? And they knew to do that. They knew to do that. And they knew exactly how to control, how to divide. You've got people, I've seen videos of Black creators who are saying, now that it's, white babies that it's affecting, now everybody wants to step up, and I just kind of feel like this is why nothing is ever being done. This is why it wasn't done during, nothing was done during slavery, because of control, because it was control of now I'm pretty sure that there were some people that stood up, that wanted to revolt, that were going against it, and they were taken out, they were taken out. But if enough of us, and I think that that's what they don't want, that could be the outcome that they are trying to avoid. Maybe they went into CERN and, saw that there was a horrible outcome and they're trying to avoid it. I don't know. But if there was a mass revolution. Anyway, I don't know, y'all. I'm just talking. This is for entertainment purposes. Anyway, let me know in the comments what y'all think. And, I'll try to bring as much information as I can without YouTube sending me, stuff about we can't post that video or whatever. But I will talk to y'all later.